confidence. It's something that really touches, well, almost every corner of our lives, doesn't it?
Absolutely. From work presentations to just, personal relationships, even deciding to try something new.
Right. And if you sometimes feel like maybe you just didn't get your share of it, well, the good news from our sources today is that that's probably not right.
Exactly. Confidence isn't some fixed thing you're born with or without. It's much more like a skill,
Hmm.
uh, like a muscle, really, that you can build up.
Which is great news because it means you're in control.
That's it. And that's what we're focusing on today, to pull out 10, practical psychological tricks.
Yeah, not long-term therapy stuff, but actionable things.
Things you can actually start doing today to feel a bit more confident. Or maybe a lot more.
So think of this as maybe your shortcut to feeling more self-assured. We've sifted through the research, the advice, to bring you 10 strategies that can genuinely make a difference. We're going to talk about how just standing differently can change your mindset.
Oh, yeah, the power posing stuff.
Exactly. And that whole fake it till you make it idea, acting like you're already confident.
Which actually works psychologically. We'll get into why.
We'll also cover why eye contact matters so much, how to manage that voice inside your head,
The inner critic, yeah.
and even how what you wear can actually affect how confident you feel. It's fascinating.
And there's more mental rehearsal breathing techniques to calm nerves instantly.
Okay.
Using small wins to build momentum, the influence of the people around you,
Right.
and crucially, how to handle setbacks without letting them crush your confidence. Plus, a couple of perhaps less obvious ones like helping others.
Okay, sounds like a packed list. Let's dive in.
Let's do it.
So first up, something you can try, like right now, changing your physical language, your body language.
Yes, this is the power posing idea.
Mm-hmm.
The core concept is that it's not just your mind telling your body how to act.
Uh-huh.
Your body can actually tell your mind how to feel. It's a two-way street.
So how does that work? Like, what's the mechanism?
Well, research suggests that when you adopt these high-power poses, think standing tall, shoulders back, maybe hands on hips, or arms stretched out like a V for victory.
Right, expansive postures.
Exactly. Doing that seems to trigger physiological changes. Increased testosterone, that's often linked to confidence and dominance,
Right.
and decreased cortisol,
The stress hormone.
the stress hormone. So you're chemically priming yourself for confidence just by how you stand.
That's pretty amazing. And it's not just about looking confident.
No, it's about feeling it internally because you're actually shifting your body's chemistry.
And the advice is, what, do this for like 2 minutes before something big?
Yeah, just 2 minutes seems to be enough, according to the sources. Before a meeting, a presentation, even a tough conversation.
A quick physical hack to boost your mental state.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
You're setting a signal upstairs, I'm powerful, I'm ready, and your body kind of backs that up.
Okay, cool. Let's move to the next one, which feels related, but maybe more about acting, the whole fake it till you make it thing.
Right? Or sometimes called acting as if. Acting as if you already have the confidence you want.
So you're not feeling it, but you act like you are.
Precisely. Think about what confident people do.
Yeah.
They tend to, speak clearly, stand tall, maybe smile genuinely, walk with purpose.
Make eye contact.
Make eye contact, definitely. The idea is you consciously mimic those behaviors,
Even if it feels a bit fake at first.
especially if it feels fake at first.
Yeah.
Because the psychology behind it is fascinating. Your brain observes your own behavior to figure out how you're feeling.
Ah, right. So if I act confident,
Your brain starts to go, okay, we're acting confident. Maybe we are confident. It sounds simplistic, but it can create this really powerful positive feedback loop.
so the behavior shapes the emotion.
Exactly. And as you start to feel even a little bit more genuinely confident because of the acting, the confident behaviors become easier, more natural.
Okay, I can see how that could spiral upwards.
Definitely. Which leads us nicely into the next point you just mentioned, eye contact.
Yeah, it seems like such a small thing, but the sources really emphasize it.
They do. Making good eye contact, not staring, obviously, but comfortable, consistent eye contact, it signals so much.
Like what?
Well, self-assurance, definitely.
Yeah.
Trustworthiness, engagement, presence, leadership qualities even.
It says, I'm here, I'm with you, I'm not intimidated.
Exactly. It's a fundamental nonverbal cue. And practicing it, even in just, everyday chats with the barista or colleagues, it builds that muscle. It makes you feel more present and grounded, and it projects that to others too.
So instant presence just through eye contact.
Pretty much. It's surprisingly effective.
Okay, let's shift inwards now
Yeah.
to that voice inside our heads. Positive self-talk. This seems crucial.
Oh, absolutely fundamental. Our internal dialogue, the way we talk to ourselves, it has a huge impact on our confidence.
Because if you're constantly telling yourself you're rubbish,
You know?
then you'll probably feel rubbish, and you'll likely perform accordingly. It erodes your self-belief from the inside out. Negative thoughts like, I can't do this, or I'm going to mess up. Yeah, those are confidence killers.
Totally. So the trick here is to actively catch those negative thoughts and consciously replace them.
With what? Like just generic positive stuff?
It's better if it's specific and believable to you. So instead of, I can't handle this, maybe try, okay, I've prepared for this, or I'm capable, or even just, I can try my best, or I've handled difficult things before.
Right, reminding yourself of your capabilities or preparation.
Exactly. And doing this consistently actually starts to, well, rewire things a bit. It can reduce anxiety, improve focus, boost performance.
One source mentioned keeping a list of strengths.
Yeah, like a mental inventory or even written down. Something you can refer back to when that negative voice pipes up. It reinforces that positive self-view.
Okay, good practical tip. Now let's go back outside to something very tangible. Clothes. Dressing the part or enclothed cognition. What's that about?
Right, enclothed cognition. It's this really interesting idea that what we wear doesn't just affect how others see us. It affects our own psychological processes, our thinking, our feelings, our confidence.
So the clothes themselves have power.
Sort of. It's more about the symbolic meaning we attach to the clothes and the physical experience of wearing them. If you put on an outfit that makes you feel powerful or professional or put together.
Like a suit for an interview, maybe?
Could be a suit, could be your favorite, makes me feel awesome, jeans and t-shirt. It depends on you and the situation. The point is, wearing clothes that you associate with confidence can actually help you embody that feeling.
So it's not just superficial.
No, the research suggests it goes deeper. It taps into how we perceive ourselves. So choose clothes that genuinely make you feel good, comfortable, and aligned with how you want to feel.
Dress for the feeling you want.
You got it.
Yeah.
It's about leveraging that psychological link.
Okay, let's stick with the internal landscape again. Visualization. Mental rehearsal.
Yes. This is about using your imagination proactively. Essentially, you mentally rehearse success before a challenging event.
How does that work? Are you just daydreaming?
It's more focused than daydreaming. The idea is to vividly imagine yourself navigating the situation successfully, feeling calm, speaking clearly, achieving your goal.
And this actually helps.
Apparently, yes. When you visualize vividly, you activate many of the same neural pathways as actually doing the thing. It's like you're priming your brain for success.
So the brain gets a preview of winning.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
It reduces anxiety because the situation feels more familiar, and it boosts your belief that you can succeed because, in a way, you already have mentally.
So for that big presentation, I should actually imagine it going well, in detail.
Exactly. See the room, feel the confidence, hear the positive feedback, engage your senses in the visualization. The more real it feels mentally, the stronger the effect.
Okay, powerful stuff. But what about when the nerves kick in anyway, just before you go on stage, say?
Ah, that's where breathing techniques come in. Super immediate, super effective. Controlling your breath.
Why does breathing matter so much for nerves?
Well, think about how you breathe when you're anxious. Usually shallow, rapid breaths.
Yeah, definitely.
That physiological response actually signals danger or stress back to your brain, creating a feedback loop of anxiety.
Yeah.
But you can interrupt that loop
By breathing differently.
by consciously slowing down and deepening your breath. It sends a calming signal to your nervous system.
Like that box breathing technique.
Exactly. That's a great example mentioned in the sources. Inhale for 4 seconds, hold for 4, exhale for 4, hold for 4. Just repeating that a few times can really ground you, reduce that frantic feeling, help you think more clearly, speak more calmly.
An instant reset button.
Pretty much. Gives you a sense of control right when you need it.
Okay, so we've covered some in-the-moment techniques. What about building confidence more sustainably over time?
Right. That brings us to the idea of using small wins, celebrating small successes.
How does that build long-term confidence?
Because every single time you achieve something, no matter how small, ticking an item off your list, speaking up briefly in a meeting, sticking to a plan, it sends a little message to your brain. See, I did that. I'm capable.
Ah, so it's like collecting evidence of your competence.
Exactly. These small wins are like bricks. Individually, they might seem minor, but over time, they build a really solid foundation of self-belief. The key is to actually notice them and acknowledge them.
Don't just rush on to the next thing.
Right. Give yourself credit. It reinforces that positive cycle. You start focusing on what you are achieving, not just what you haven't done yet.
Makes sense. Build momentum with the small stuff.
Lastly,
Now, what about the people around us? The next tip is about surrounding yourself with confident people. Is confidence contagious?
it seems like it can be, yeah. Energy and mindset are often quite infectious.
So, hanging out with positive, self-assured people can rub off on you.
That's the idea. Their belief in themselves, their resilience, their optimism, it can genuinely lift your own state. It creates a more supportive environment for your own growth.
So, it's not about ditching friends, but maybe being more intentional about who you spend significant time with.
Perhaps, yeah, or just being aware of the influence. Their example can subtly shape your own thinking and encourage you to adopt a more confident approach yourself.
Okay. Now, a tough one. Mistakes and rejection. They happen. How do confident people deal with that?
This is absolutely key. The sources really highlight this. Confident people don't see failure or rejection as, like, a final verdict on their worth.
So, what do they see it as?
More like data, an opportunity to learn. Okay, that didn't work. Why not? What can I do differently next time? Rejection often isn't even personal. It's about fit or timing or someone else's needs.
So, less, I'm a failure, more, that attempt failed, let's analyze.
Exactly. It's about separating the event from your identity and then, crucially, moving on. Don't dwell on it. Learn the lesson and refocus forward.
Easier said than done sometimes.
Of course, but it's a mindset shift. And actually, the sources also link this to taking risks, stepping out of your comfort zone.
How does that help?
Because when you try new, slightly scary things, you often find out you can handle them, or you learn from the attempt. Either way, you realize you're more capable than you thought, which directly boosts confidence for the next challenge. Owning imperfections is part of it too.
Right, resilience building. Okay, next tip feels a bit different. Helping others. How does that boost my confidence?
It's maybe counterintuitive, but it's powerful. When you focus your energy on helping someone else, contributing to their well-being,
Yeah.
it gives you a sense of purpose, of value. It makes you feel good about yourself, capable, like you have something worthwhile to offer.
So it shifts the focus off your own insecurities.
Partly, yes. But it also directly builds self-esteem and self-respect. You feel useful, you feel confident in your ability to make a positive difference. That's a confidence booster right there.
Taps into that need for connection and contribution.
Exactly. Deeply linked to self-worth.
Oh, okay, another technique. Recalling past successes, like digging into your memory bank.
Yeah, deliberately bringing to mind times when you felt competent, successful, unstoppable even.
So when you're feeling low, you think back to a time you felt high.
Pretty much. Our sources suggest maybe even keeping that list we talked about, a list of your achievements, big or small. When doubt creeps in, you actively revisit those memories.
And what does that do?
It reminds your brain, hey, remember this. You are capable. You've done good things before. It triggers that feeling of competence again.
Accessing your personal highlight reel.
That's a great way to put it. It provides concrete proof against current feelings of inadequacy.
Okay, interesting. Now, we talked about shifting focus outward by helping others. There's another angle on this. Focusing on others in conversations.
Right. This is about combating self-consciousness in social situations. When you're worried about how you're coming across, what do?
Get stuck in my own head, probably.
See,
Worry.
yeah, exactly. But if you consciously shift your focus onto the other person's, really listen to them, ask them genuine questions, be interested in what they have to say.
Then you're not thinking about yourself so much.
Precisely. It distracts you from your own insecurity. And bonus, it makes you appear much more engaged, interested, and yes, confident to the other person.
Because you're present, not self-absorbed.
Exactly. It's a win-win. You feel less anxious, and you make a better connection.
Okay, we're nearing the end of the list. This one feels huge, especially today. Avoid comparison.
Oh, yes. The comparison trap. It is a major confidence killer, and the sources were very clear on this.
It's so easy to do, though, with social media and everything.
Incredibly easy, but also incredibly destructive to your self-worth.
Yeah.
You see someone else's highlight reel and compare it to your, behind-the-scenes reality.
Yeah, not a fair fight.
Not at all. The key takeaway is everyone's on their own path, their own timeline, their own struggles you don't see. Focus on your journey, your progress.
So benchmark against yourself.
Exactly. Are you growing compared to who you were last month, last year? Be inspired by others, sure, learn from them. But envy and comparison, they just drain your confidence. The only valid comparison is you then versus you now.
Got it. Focus inward on my own progress.
That's the healthy way.
Okay, last one on the list, and it's super practical. Be prepared.
Yes. This links back to what we said about visualization and reducing anxiety. In specific situations, like presentations or important meetings, preparation is confidence fuel.
Because you feel like you know your stuff.
Absolutely. When you've done the homework, practiced the delivery, gathered the info, anticipated questions, you feel knowledgeable. You feel in control.
Takes away a lot of the unknowns that cause anxiety.
Right. That feeling of competence, of
Yeah.
readiness, it directly translates to feeling more self-assured when you actually face the situation.
So don't wing it if you want to feel confident.
Basically, yeah. Preparation provides a solid foundation for belief in your ability to handle things well.
Okay, wow. That was a lot of ground covered. 10 really concrete psychological tricks.
Yeah, and pulled from quite a range of sources, all pointing towards similar ideas.
And the big message really is that confidence isn't just magic. It's something you can actively work on.
Definitely. It's a skill, maybe a set of skills, that you can cultivate with practice. These techniques are tools you can start using.
So the encouragement is really for you, the listener, to maybe pick one or two that resonate.
Yeah, don't try to do all 10 tomorrow. See which ones feel most relevant or doable for you right now, and just start experimenting.
Because even those small, consistent actions...
They really do add up over time. They can genuinely shift how you feel about yourself and how you show up in the world.
So maybe a final thought to leave everyone with.
Mm-hmm.
Which of these 10 techniques kind of sparked your interest the most just now? Which one feels like maybe the easiest entry point for you?
Yeah, reflect on that.
And just consider how taking even one small, deliberate step in that direction, consistently, might start to build that feeling of self-belief and what difference that could make.
It really is about those small steps towards becoming a more confident you.